Good morning. This is a quick update for HK Ventures LLC and the Bunker Project 501c3. Been running this vlog for about a year now, kind of sporadically, random posts here and there as I learn how to start a business, how to branch over from residential real estate to commercial real estate, all that kind of stuff has been my last year's journey. So where I'm at currently, co-GP on 62 units, or well, 59 units now. Made some adjustments. Mixed use project in Waco, Texas. Just placed $175,000 into an opportunity zone fund. As of today, be wiring my money to that fund. So that fund is the idea of doing more development projects, pooling with people to get up to $100 million. It's the cap on that fund. So putting my money in there so we can partner and do things that I can't do on my own with $175,000 alone. That money will only go so far if I'm trying to do stuff like what's behind me. So I need to pool with other people. Second, an opportunity zone fund allows me to waive the capital gains taxes that I would have owed on that money should I have just decided to take it and go buy a Lamborghini or something like that. So rather than that, sort of my reward for reinvesting that money, I guess the reward that's available to all of us through the tax code, through these opportunity zone funds, is that if you take that money and you reinvest it into your community to support your fellow citizens, that kind of stuff, that you get to waive the capital gains taxes, which is about 23.8% at the federal level. And that's as long as the money is held in that fund for 10 years. So that's kind of the catch, is that I don't get to touch that $175,000 until 10 years from now. But the idea is that while it's in that fund, it will grow to a much higher level than just that $175,000. And the point of that is to fund the Bunker Project. That has been my goal ever since the start. It was the 501c3 that needed funding that I didn't get, and ended up having to shut the house down that I was running. But I didn't shut down the 501c3 itself. The structure still exists, everything's still going. I still have the same plan to focus on student veterans. The original idea with focusing on student veterans was that that support is needed whether we're in wartime or not, because we're kind of coming out of that now. Can't tell. So there's less and less combat veterans that are in need of sort of the heavy mental health services, the PTSD stuff, adaptive sports programs, all that kind of thing. But it's still difficult getting out of the military nonetheless. And we will likely go back to another war eventually, someday. As long as war is profitable, there will always be war. That is what I learned in war, from my experience anyway. And so just kind of trying to be prepared for that we can have a system established, so a sort of network of housing available to student veterans. And if we do go back to war, then hey, we can just add some mental health services and those kind of things, partner up with other organizations so we are prepared for when they come back from that war. Because the hardest hit people are when that war initially starts. That first clash is where you get the hardest hit, the most trauma, I guess. But that also is when your civilian populace is the least ready to reintegrate those veterans. I was one of those veterans myself. Got back from Iraq in 2004 and 2005 were my two deployments, and there wasn't much there for us. There wasn't the post 9/11 GI Bill, there wasn't the veteran treatment courts. There were very few nonprofits, American Legion, VFW, and even those weren't counting our service as an even actual war, so it's still just considered an operation. So all of these things are kind of why I want to start a veteran-focused nonprofit, so I can be ready the way they weren't ready when I needed them, essentially. And my veteran brothers who have now climbed to a suicide rate of 22 per day. I've attended a different funeral, or either suicides or combat or exposures, to different things that they're just now starting to even acknowledge. Like the exposures to burn pits, exposures to nerve agents, experimental, non-FDA approved, anthrax vaccinations, all these kind of things that we were exposed to that we don't really know the effects of until years and years down the road. So like me, I've had some tumors removed from my body that are kind of associated, or they kind of assume that were associated with these exposures to whatever there was around in Iraq, depleted uranium, all these different things. So anyway, that's the point of the bunker project. So the bunker project right now is shut down, but all those guys are doing great. They've all moved on. They all have housing. They're all continuing on with their lives, doing just fine. So unfortunately, a few of them did drop out of school, and that was the whole point of the bunker project, was to focus on keeping them in school. So yeah, that is the unfortunate side. But at least no one ended up, living in their car, that kind of stuff, like some of them were talking about when I initially proposed. So I, gave them each $750 to move on, and I'm still available, for support any day, if they reach out, do bend over backwards to help. Gave another veteran $1,000 yesterday who reached out, said they needed some help. So no question. Okay, here you go, $1,000. A guy I served with in Iraq, so we kind of have that already established camaraderie, already established trust. So if he says he needs it, there you go, got it. That was just out of my personal checking or whatever, not made through donations from donors. I did receive 3 checks in the mail recently. So one was $860, one was $325, one was $200 from Network for Good, which is Facebook's foundation when you donate to a nonprofit through Facebook. So with that money, I'm just gonna put that into the Bunker Project's account, not touch it at all, of course, and then only use it toward, once we start getting another property or another program, once we start to figure out what we're gonna do with the Bunker Project next. Because I don't know if I'm going to necessarily go and try to own property outright under the Bunker Project's name, or if we're just going to lease from other people, or if we're going to focus on housing at all. Maybe we'll just do a scholarship directly to veterans to help them pay their bills through the gaps. So that's the only mission, is just to cover the gaps when the GI Bill isn't paying them. So that way they can stay focused on school. Then once they're done with their degree, get a good career. And then there's lots of science that says the more pro-socially connected individuals they are, the less likely they are to have social problems, which includes mental health issues. So anyway, I'm not any kind of mental health expert, so I'm not going that route. I'm a sociologist, so that's why I'm focusing on these sociological aspects of housing and structure and those kind of things, social support. So anyway, that's about it. I am still in my PhD program as well. I am just kind of standing by, so I have to take one more advanced research methods course, take a comprehensive exam, and then write my dissertation. So I'll be writing my dissertation on the Bunker Project over this last year, sort of the lessons learned, what all the theory was that I based the Bunker Project on, Edward Lemmert's labeling theory, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, these different kind of things. Lots of new research on social interaction, that kind of stuff, the importance of it, the damaging effects of isolation, all those kind of things. So anyway, I'll be beginning a course in the fall called Urban Demography. So I'm waiting until, the spring. So I'm not going to take any classes during the fall because that next advanced research methods class isn't available until spring, and it happens to be Urban Demography, which fits right in with what I'm doing here. So what else? So the PhD is still on, still going to try to continue that while also doing some new development projects through the Opportunity Zone Fund. And so that's the additional benefit about doing it through the fund, is that doing it with a partnership, a group, so it frees up my time that I can still finish that PhD before we really get multiple projects going and the ball still really starts rolling fast and hard, to where I really can't focus on anything else but our development projects. Which is where I hope to be. I hope to be super busy with development projects. I want to be swamped. That's the goal. So anyway, the PhD is still on, and then I also, since I'm going to be taking this term off, again, I'm going to focus on taking this group called Urban Real Estate Centers training. So I signed up for that, $6,000 to do that one, but it's well worth it to me. Those who dare to teach should never cease to learn. As long as you're doing things that are, other people are kind of dependent on, or your things that you're doing affect others, and you always need to be kind of learning and growing and making sure that you're staying on top of your game. So that's what I'm trying to do, is always stay in some type of training, or I'm always learning, always growing, never stop. So that's about it. We're coming up on 10 minutes. I'll go ahead and shut this down. I think that's about all I got for an update for now. I'll keep you posted. Bye.